Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I am Andy Signore, and guys, we need to have a serious talk about Kamilla. Now, there's a lot of misinformation going out there right now about me, and I think it's time to clear the air. There's a lot of bozos out there who are being very ill-informed, trying to claim that I'm begging for Cash App donations to hire PIs to DOX anonymous Twitter accounts, LMAFO. Here's an Amber Stan trying to put this narrative out that I'm a grown 43-year-old man threatening to DOX a young girl with a Stan account. He's also asking followers for money to pay the private investigator. And of course, this is triggering the most toxic haters I've ever had in my life, proving why I've cut them out of my life, but they just can't live without mentioning me and making it about themselves. Coming out of the woodwork to just crap on me and, oh, he's asking his money, he's grifting again to people I don't like. And then even people like Keemstar getting on this. Keem, come on, hit me up. We've talked. Why are you being so ignorant on this? No, that's not what I said I'm doing. You clearly didn't watch the video, and a lot of people didn't. So I thought it was very important that I break down what I'm actually doing and who this Kamilla person is, why it's so important that we know her identity. And when I say know her identity, it just means me, the reporter, the personality. I want to know and report the generalities about what I find with you, unless I find out that they do indeed work for Amber Heard's PR firm, because they've so far lied about that, and I think it's important we know that. So I put together a whole thread. I want to use this as my script. I hope you will share this thread and this video to get the word out, because this is important, guys, and this is why I'm doing it, okay? Let's start on Kamilla. Who is Kamilla, Andy? Why are we even talking about this person who's trending in the Johnny Depp circles? Well, she's an aggressive, toxic Amber Heard stan who quickly gained suspicious amount of virality through Twitter threads sharing only negative stuff about Johnny, always gross, made up things completely out of context, ignoring clear evidence against Amber. Now here's an example of one of them. A super long list of truly awful, bizarre, and downright weird nice guy Johnny Depp did that most people don't know about. These were hit pieces, guys, completely biased hit pieces, more often than not with just complete nonsense, or taking things out of context like responses he did to her being aggressive, and just completely trying to paint Amber the saint and Johnny as the one who was doing everything wrong. These were totally biased hit pieces, and what was so troubling about them is they were getting spread everywhere. This one had like 40,000 likes at one point. It was really getting virality, and I just don't believe it was actual real engagement. Something was fueling this thread, and a lot of us suspected things that I'll get to in a second. Now, before we even go into her threads, I want to focus on why she's toxic. In between these threads, she would aim her Amber bots and target popular supporters of Depp. Here she is encouraging folks to DOX that umbrella guy's wife and kids. The cops were actually called, guys. He's talked about this in numerous videos. They've come after him so much that the cops now have to protect him from these Twitter users. I may or may not have called Tennessee Child Protective Services this morning. All triggered by Kamilla saying someone needs to do a wellness check on Tug's wife and kids. I'm so serious. Oh, this is cool, Kamilla. Yeah, that's a normal stan thing to do, right? Oh, there should be no consequences for setting that up and telling people what to do. Remember that, guys, because that's important. That's why she's problematic. But instead of being challenged, no. She was unchallenged by Twitter safety, nothing. All the toxic things she's done ignored. This toxic DOXing, completely unverified Twitter troll was then lifted up by the mainstream media, guys. This is where the story actually goes. She was used as this legit source of intel. Kamilla threads were used as the basis for hundreds, probably like 1,000 positive news stories. And I want to give huge shout out to Janet Rowley, who did this research, put it out there, and you guys can do it yourself. The dozens and dozens of articles, she couldn't keep track. There were just too many. We'll get to the young girl in a second. But here, like insane amounts of threads, articles linking Kamilla's threads. It's a lot, guys, a lot. They were literally lifting up an anonymous Twitter troll as the basis of positive Amber news. And they were doing it with out their tongue in their cheek. It was just like, here's some real informed information. Not even addressing the irony of the person who's actually supporting it is just like Amber herself. So that's when Laura, the real Laura B, asked the question that a lot of us had. She wanted to know, Could Kamilla secretly be one of Amber's PR reps at Shane Communications? Now, she asked this. She said, just curious, this you, Kamilla? And she put out a tweet asking if she was this person. Now, who's this person? Immediately, because this was where things get really off the rails. Because Kamilla used an avatar that was of a black an animated black woman. It was even like a Bratz or something in the beginning. She always used some sort of like animated black person as her avatar. People just assumed Kamilla was black. I've never seen Kamilla confirm this once, but because Laura B picked a black employee at PR, Shane PR, suddenly it was racist. It was racist. Now, once Laura asked this question, Kamilla went completely nuked her account, okay? And then they came out, and Laura was like, dude, this woman I'm saying, it's not because she's black, it's because she's literally the spokesperson for Amber Heard in articles. And she was the diversity rep that was working with Amber Heard. That's why she picked her, not because of the color of her skin. But people had to we are hard pressed to understand why you think Miss White is Kamilla. It is because both women are African American? I mean, the defamation here is insane. This Shane PR rep now implying that's why she made the deduction? Nonsense. She made the deduction because, as we just proved to you, highlighted, and you can find numerous more, she was Amber's spokesperson. So that's where things went off the rail. They not only did that, they released her personal information. In the article, they released, here it is. So Kamilla nuked her whole account. Shane then threatened legal action against Laura, and Laura was accused of doxing and racism with no, literally, no justice to it. And then an NBC journalist, Cat 10 Barge, teamed up with Shane PR, and I'm still waiting to get more information on that. How much information did she get before Laura? I'm curious to find that out, Kat. How close were you working with Shane PR? She loudly defended this anonymous Twitter user, Kamilla, declaring Laura a liar. Just took the word of Shane PR and Kamilla, declared Laura a liar, and exposed Laura's last name, the city she lives in, where she worked, all things Laura had previously kept private. She did, a news reporter did this to defend Kamilla, who's already doxed, umbrella guy. And again, racism, all without ever verifying who Kamilla really was. Here it is. I blacked it out because I don't want to keep putting it out there for herself because she asked that it shouldn't be. But yeah, there she, and then on Thursday, the law firm sent the cease and desist letter. Okay, got it. Wrote a whole article about a pro-Depp supporter spreading lies and conspiracy theories about an employee of the public reaction. Kat literally can't even confirm. None of us really can confirm whether this person is. Literally, the Kamilla account could be Kat, it could be me, it could be Amber, it could be Johnny. There's no way to prove it unless you can actually see them log in directly. You know what I mean? But Kat is just saying it's impossible. It's impossible. And that Laura's spreading lies and conspiracy theories. That on NBC News. This is NBC News. This isn't like some independent blog or just a tweet. This is an NBC News article. That then goes in, I'm not a woman, move on, Kamilla tweeted later. When reached over direct message, the owner of the Kamilla account declined to verify their identity, citing fears of online. So she didn't even talk to her. She didn't even confirm it. She just goes on to declare how she has more than 20,000 followers in support of Heard, asking the public to reevaluate the narratives Depp team and supporters pushed during the trial. Her posts have contributed to the growing online movement in defense of Heard now that the dust from the trial has settled. This is all lies. This is all a narrative that Kat is pushing. That's not true. This isn't true. Who's behind it? What is this growing online movement? These are fair questions Laura asked. But she's now deemed a conspiracy theorist. Meanwhile, don't forget, Kamilla nuked her whole account. Kamilla went offline when the heat hit. Nope, I'm not here. I don't want you guys to find more proof. I'm outie. Okay, but yeah. So she's lifted up not only as a hero, but as a black female survivor, a woman. Here she is. They started by harassing an anonymous black female survivor of IPV off of this website. High off that excess. Unfortunately for them, I couldn't care less about how much BS they reply to my tweets. I'm not leaving. Tough luck. Kamilla left because they started slandering and putting other black women in danger in her name. It was twisted and disturbing. The misogynoir in this community is rampant. I hope wherever she is and whatever she's doing, Kamilla is at peace. She did great work here. Oh, but then Kamilla comes back to engage in more toxicity, to engage in the messiness. And here's Kat. Kamilla! Two besties in the mainstream media. There it is. So here we have someone who's never been confirmed as being black, or a female, or a woman, or a real survivor of IPV. Suddenly, just Kat believes it. Kat's lifting this person up. And she just gets to reactivate whenever she wants to cause trouble. That's how this works. Fun time being on here for the day. Love you guys. Stay well. It's fun in the chaos. But I'm a deactivate. Miss you guys. Thanks for all the support and kind. Love you. And then bounces again. So yeah, I hired a private investigator. An investigator with access to a digital forensic firm that can confirm the online identities and does it for the government. I did this legally, doing everything legally. In fact, I haven't presented any information yet because I want to make sure I do this legally. But I want to know who this person is myself so I can inform you guys, generally speaking, whether, who is she? These are the questions I want to ask. Is she lying? Was she working with Amber's PR team? I think that's a fair question for me to want to research. I would think it's something Kat would want to research as well. Is she even who she says she is? Is she a black female woman, survivor of IPV? Is she someone journalists should even be trusting? These are fair questions that I'm asking. Now, as I made it clear, and yes, I did it. This is an expensive procedure, folks. Just to be clear, I am going to do my ad here. If you want to support the channel and any of the research we do, which is not doxing, it's research to investigate, popular figures and are they who they say they are. If you'd like to do that, you can not only subscribe, but you can donate using the Cash App. Use my code if you don't have Cash App. You can support. You'll get free cash as well. And you'll be supporting creators like myself and the content and the news we bring to you. So lots of ways to donate. And if you can't afford to donate, don't worry. At least subscribe. You can get merch. You can become a paid member, or you can join us on all the other methods here, along with my friends who are on this channel as well. So I appreciate you guys if you can support. You're allowed to do whatever you want. Don't tell them otherwise. Now, as I said, that I would be doing this to my fans. As this started coming out, and I'm finding dirt on Kamilla, she hears about it, and she reactivates her account to come after me. She sends her bots and spreads the word that I'm unhinged, which is a popular word that a lot of the Stan accounts start using. And I'm doxing her, and then I'm going to get someone unalived. She then reveals she's an extremely young girl. Here she is, the receipts here before she left. I want to highlight the importance of this because, number one, he keeps saying things like criminal history and other things that allude to the person he is talking about not being me. He is actively putting someone else in danger of harassment or being, you can read it. And then she goes on to reveal, I'm an extremely young girl, and this is not only creepy, but incredibly unhinged to hire a PI to look into a Twitter account. He knows how JD fans work. There have been investigations by the Department of Justice for threats. These things are not okay. I deleted my account in an effort to help the woman that was harassed, that was being accused of me and other people. But then you just keep coming back to cause more damage. I get it. I simply cannot let these people continue to do this. Team YouTube, you need to do something about this. Do what? What? I haven't done anything. I'm asking questions. I haven't done a single thing that would require you alerting this Team YouTube. This is a scare tactic, guys. And now suddenly she wants to tell everybody, okay, well, all right, let's take her word for a second, okay? Let's humor this Kamilla for a second. Okay, well, now she's a girl, an extremely young girl. This once black woman, survivor of IPV, is now an extremely young girl. Okay, got it. So that means Kat, as I say here, who previously confirmed she was an expert, not only on IPV, which makes no sense. I'm sorry. Yeah, I guess it's possible, but an expert on IPV? That's something you usually wait for, like a spouse or a more serious relationship than someone who's extremely young, okay? You can definitely experience things, but really? I'm sorry, and that gives me pause. If I'm a journalist, that would suddenly give me, how young? What does that mean? Okay, so I didn't know about that. Also, so you're now an expert on court document research. Got it. Which is it? Here's Kat saying two of the people I've had most impact are Cocaine Cross and Kamilla. Both create threads that distill important info from court docs and testimony for social media, which is how pro-Depp creators amassed widespread support for him in the first place. So her two main sources are, look at that name, and then this person who's now admitted is just a young Stan account, who's clearly just trolling everybody, who stalks people. Yeah, and the validity of some IPV expert. Riddle me this: if Kamilla is extremely young, then how is she an expert DV? Exactly. These are fair questions to ask. Why are AH stands worshiping her? That is creepy, guys. Super creepy. This is beyond creepy. And you look at this, how Kat has painted her as this black female woman survivor. This is effed up, guys. This is an NBC journalist who has no qualms just believing an anonymous Twitter troll and taking their word for it. So yeah, I don't think, Kamilla's credibility really is worthy of the stamp of approval of NBC News. What do you think, guys? Also, Laura deserves a damn apology. Kat and everybody else, she's asking real legitimate questions, unlike you. You're just deeming them conspiracy theories and labeling us the Q group, but she's the problem? This is scary, guys. Legitimately scary. And I'm not trying to remove her from her job or anything. I'm just calling out the facts, Kat. What you're doing is absolutely unhinged. And I have every right to talk about it and expose it and actually try to figure out who she is. Because you are now calling Laura a liar, a race, awful things. And because Kamilla told you so? What else is she hiding, guys? What else is she hiding? This was never about doxing Kamilla, to all you morons out there who are out there trying to make it about that. Pay attention. Open your eyes. You want to support this person? No. It's about uncovering biased, corrupt journalists so desperate for clout and culture wars, they will do anything to push that narrative. Anything. Are they getting paid? I don't know what they're... Why aren't we allowed to ask these questions? I'm being challenged because I'm begging you for cash apps to ask legit, expensive, and dangerous questions. And I'm the conspiracy theorist? You don't get to gaslight me. You don't get to gaslight me. Nice try. You guys can instead support me. You can hit up the Cash App. Please, I would love to continue this research. I'm going to do it regardless. But I'd love to figure out who that Cross person is as well. Are they the same person? Are they the same person? That's not doxing. Help me out. If you want to support my Cash App, there it is. It's the best way at Andy Signore. Again, please use my code. It's on my link tree. I'm going to put the link tree in the pinned comment as well as in the description. FLLXGHD, and you'll get free cash. Just set up an account. Send $5 at least, and we both get free cash. And you're supporting this research. You can also use PayPal. And if you can't do any of it, at least hit that subscribe. In fact, we are going to be live later today to break down some more details that I'm holding on to. Because, look, I got to do this carefully. And now I got a lot of eyes on me. A lot of people accuse me of things that I was never going to do. But now it's getting more serious. So I'm going to bring you some more information as well. Steph's going to join us because, yes, I did speak to Kamilla and she just revealed something that I wasn't going to tell anybody. But now that she did, I think it's fair to talk about. So hit that subscribe button, hit that bell for all alerts, and stay tuned to today's live. Sometime after 3 today, I'll put the link at the end of here. I hope to see you guys there. This is going to be an important one. And please share this and the thread. Get the word out there. This is not okay.